All right, Tyvis and Jason. ESPN put out an article yesterday. Our friend of the show, Daniel Oyefusi, and Jeremy Fowler contributed to this report. And they asked some guys around the NFL about Deshaun Watson's future. And we got a very different answer from an NFL executive and an NFL agent. And then after that article came out, Deshaun put out an Instagram post, which maybe it was a response to it. Maybe it wasn't. We'll hear it. We'll play the Instagram clip.
What is this about?
But first, let's hear from the NFC executive on Deshaun Watson. Steve, if you don't want to take the tag board full, or the quote full, I will read this for you guys. An NFC executive told ESPN, "If released, I don't see anyone picking Deshaun up." And then down the road, the question will be, will he take low quarterback money? Would he even be motivated to play at that point? The executive went on to say that he believed Deshaun Watson would never play a snap in the NFL again. ESPN also asked an NFL agent what they thought about Deshaun's future. This is what the NFL agent told ESPN. Quote, "The league is forgiving with quarterbacks that have exhibited high-level talent. There is a shortage of good quarterback play. That's why I think a team could take a chance on Deshaun if he proves healthy. Some owners could have a problem with that because of the past, but not all," end quote. That article went up and got a ton of engagement on social media. Deshaun got tagged a bunch in it, I happen to see in the comments.
Did they block everyone that tagged him?
I cannot confirm nor deny that. But Deshaun put out an Instagram post yesterday that may be a response to this, may not be. I have no idea. But here is the Instagram post. It's about a minute long. Deshaun posted that. I guess we're going to decide if it's a response to this or not.
You know, the performance comes when, you know, your back is against the wall. It comes better because you kind of got to really lock in. You know, you don't have anything pretty much to lose. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now. You know, everyone's doubting me. You know, everyone don't believe in me. Everyone don't think that I can get back to where I was. But I know and I believe the work that I put in, what I believe in myself, the peace that I've been, you know, channeling these last couple months, I know I'm going to be way better than before.
My chain got BBS, I got red on the seaside side of the vet. I do not know.
I'm prepared. And I think before I wasn't prepared because, you know, I was kind of going with the flow of how the world was seeing me. But, you know, when you kind of get knocked down to the ground and you got to stand back up and walk through the rain, that brings out another fire, another challenge, another grit that you have inside.
I'm the biggest.
And the biggest thing is really just mental. My mentality, the things that I got to deal with the outside and not taking everything personal like I mentioned before.
Yeah, I go hard, I'm probably the best.
Taking everything and just bringing it full force and really just standing in front of it, face to face. The challenges, the adversity, whatever comes with it, gonna come with it. But as long as I'm doing it my way, I'm cool, I can live with that.
So, Tyvis, that was Deshaun's post. Before we debate whether or not his future is in vain, or not in vain, but is in play in the NFL, do you think that was a direct response to that article that then started circulating like wildfire?
No, I don't. I think the timing of it makes it seem that way, but obviously he obviously had it recorded before that, so therefore you can't say that it's a direct response. I told you, Deshaun is one of those. I've only known the guy. I only knew the guy for a week, but Deshaun's just one of those guys that he is just like a Hollywood type of guy. Like, he always got the guys recording his sessions because he loves to put these videos out. And believe it or not, and whether people want to hear this or not, is his story, as far as not the allegations, not all of that part.
His upbringing.
Not that part either. Just the fact that he had it all and then lost it all. And now he's trying to find a way to get back up. If he makes it to another NFL team and just remotely plays well, that's a very good motivational story for people out there. So that to me is where he's at. He's so motivated to trying to get back on the field because in his mind, he thinks he could be better than what he was. So when I look at these posts, I don't really think it's a direct response to a lot of things because of the fact that when you talk about the production and him shooting all this happened months ago. This happened weeks ago. And somebody cut it all up and he just decided to push sin at that time. So to me,
we're on agreement then. Yeah. This was definitely not a response. Yeah. Jason, in response to the quotes, do you side more with the executive who said not going to play again or side more with the agent?
The agent.
This is hard because I've been pretty firm, I think, without even trying to be, just sort of.
He's done.
that he'll never take another snap in the NFL. But he certainly looks like he's motivated to get back. And he has to – I mean, he's made his money.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely taking a cut.
So, big time.
Yeah, he might be veteran. He might be vet minimum for
probably.
sure. Because we're the ones doing you the favor. You're not doing us the favor. We're doing you the favor.
But if there were – I think it was 11 teams who were interested when he was radioactive coming off all the allegations. There were still 11 teams who wanted him. And it got down, I think, if I recall correctly, it was Carolina, Cleveland,
Atlanta,
New Orleans, Atlanta were the 4 finalists. But New Orleans still doesn't have a quarterback. We'll see if they take Shador.
They probably will.
Atlanta, he could go home to Atlanta. I wonder if they would.
They got MPJ, Michael Penix.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to go into a backup role, more than likely.
Huh? You think he's the perfect guy to back up Penix?
No. And that's what an organization, it has to be an organization that says it's going to be a headline. It's going to be a lot of questions. We have to push through that. We have to get through that. And it has to be an organization who believes that he won't be, I hate the word distraction, but, I mean, that's a pretty high-profile backup quarterback.
It'll have to be a team that's got a bona fide guy. Like, he got to go back up Mahomes or something like that. Josh Allen. It got to be something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we know that the only way you get on the field is if that guy is hurt. You ain't beating him out or none of that. We just need, if case he get hurt, we just need a guy that can get us through the game.
Or a spot like New Orleans where the job's looks like it's open.
He would have to whenever he gets healthy and whenever his time with the Browns is done, I told y'all the last time we spoke about this, he will have to work out for teams. Because
for sure.
The team, it's not going to be, that's Deshaun Watson, let's just bring him in and sign him. I need to see you. So if y'all don't know, for the people that go undrafted, okay, you fighting for your life and you getting cut, these things that's called tryouts, okay? And at these tryouts, they bring in 5, maybe 10 people. You know, maybe 4 of them is in your position. Some could be linebackers, some could be quarterbacks, some could be receivers. A bunch of guys that they bring in for tryouts. And you go through a bunch of drills and they see where you at, they see how you move, and they give you stuff to see if you can handle it. If you go try out for the Houston Texans, you're going to do the combine all over again, and it's unbelievable. You 40, high jump, broad jump, vertical, all that. You're doing literally the combine over, so the Texans is crazy for doing that. But anyways, Deshaun will have to be one of those guys that they're going to bring him in with probably 4 other quarterbacks because they're going to be looking to sign somebody, maybe for practice squad, maybe they dealt with an injury, whatever the case may be, and he's going to have to beat out 3 to 4 other guys and show that he's better than that. And they're going to have to see the Achilles got to be great. He's able to move around in the pocket. He's going to have to be able to throw some of these passes on time and deep. Like this is the things that he's going to have to go through. And if he can't show that he's improved in those areas or that's not going to be a concern, he won't get signed.
I actually think the shoulder is as much or more of a concern than the Achilles because he never and that was such a weird shoulder injury. There wasn't a lot of history on quarterbacks having it, and he never looked like the same guy post-shoulder injury that he did pre-shoulder. Now, maybe with more time off, I don't know. But that the shoulder to me is a bigger question than the
told
Achilles.
Earl, and I swear, with Earl as my witness, I may have told Ant too. He threw an out route in the preseason. They played the Packers. Didn't he play one drive against the Packers?
No, he didn't play at all.
He didn't play in the preseason.
It was the first game of the season. He threw an out route, whatever it was like the first out route he threw, and it was completed, and it was completed by like that much, and it just got past the DB. Tried to undercut it. It was like a 7. It wasn't a deep pass, and I told Earl, I go, bro, his arm ain't right. It ain't right. And it took one pass to see that it came out of his hand. We do the zip versus no zip conversation a million times. It's like, all right, he can't drive the football. And as the season progressed and we saw more and more deep throws, and I think, Jason, you did the whole one about against Dallas, those deep passes weren't just slightly missing.
He was throwing 7
He
yards
was
out
throwing,
of bounds.
and into the stands closer than to those receivers. And you
Yeah,
could just tell that, as a quarterback, your arm's a pretty important part of the equation.
Yeah.
Now he's got the double Achilles injury. Is the shoulder right? Are his feet right? Is his ankle and Achilles right? A lot of things have to come together. But to the agent's point, a guy with a pedigree that he has and the success in this league that he has had is going to get opportunities other guys wouldn't. And if he is healthy, I can see a situation where he gets at least a tryout or at least a shot to prove
He'll
he
get
can
some
still
tryouts.
be a player in this league.
He would be a guy. He would be perfect for now. He's a guy that you bring in now. OTAs. Let me see what you look like in OTAs.
Yeah, like he's gonna get a
Or
shot.
if I need you in preseason, we were running 4 quarterbacks, put him in preseason. Like that, he's perfect for that. A 90-man roster for sure. Because now you'll get a chance to see him, evaluate him, going up against good talent. And if he's able to do that, then yeah, you'll be comfortable with him as a backup for sure.
Not all 32 teams are going to want him. There's going to be teams that absolutely under no circumstances
Correct.
will not touch him.
That's a fact.
You only need one to take a chance on you. But
I think he'll get like 3 or 4 teams that'll be in.
Earl texted me it was the first over is Dallas. I literally texted him after the first over is Dallas and said, this don't look right.
The big thing with Deshaun right now is the contract. He still has a year left after this.
Yeah.
And how do you navigate that? I think he's taken his last snap for the Browns.
Oh,
I'm pretty confident about that.
If he's going to take a snap, it will not be for Cleveland.
But they've got to navigate this last year on this contract, and right now as we sit here, I don't know what the answer is to that.
You talking about he got to sit out this season and next season?
And he's under contract for 2 more years, so there's 25 and 26.
They could buy him out after this season, and it's
still a monster cap
It's
hit.
less than it was for Russell Wilson.
Sure.
But it's
Well,
still a giant cap hit.
it's a huge
I feel like
number.
76, right? 72, 76, something like that.
I thought it was in the 80s.
80s?
I thought.
Oh, it was
What
84.
What was
84.
Russell's?
It was 85. I'll look it up. And when we start doing super chats, I'll look this up. So yes or no, Deshaun, will he play a snap in the NFL again?
I believe so.
Yes?
I'll say, play a snap or get signed by a
Yeah,
team.
what do you
Those are
mean?
two
Play
different conversations.
over under 1 snap again in an NFL game.
No.
In the regular season?
Over under 1 snap.
No, I don't think so.
So the over under set at half.
He may get a look from teams. He may get.
Dang, that is the chances is slim. Like he'd have to impress in tryouts, do well in OTAs and preseason, get the backup role, and then get an injury. That's kind of his path.
All right, when you put it that way, I'm going to take the under then.
Huh?
I'm going to take the under then. Because so many things have to go right for him to get in a situation, coming off the double Achilles, coming off the shoulder, coming off the mental stuff. I'm going to take the under. I don't feel good about it, but I'm taking the under.
I like a good underdog story. I'm going to take the over.